Welcome back to my podcast. I'm the host Morena, and I have here with me Jasmine, Kimberly, and Sarami.
Hi everyone, it's Jasmine. Super excited to be here. Can't wait to share my thoughts on Asian oppression.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kimberly, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Morena, for inviting us.
Hey guys, I'm Sarami, and I can't wait to speak on this topic. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you so much for being here. For this podcast, we'll be unmasking Asian oppression. We are going to start with introducing ourselves and what we know about Asian oppression. Go ahead, Jasmine.
Hey, so my name is Jasmine. I'm a senior in Richmond High School, and to me, Asian hate is discrimination, violence, or unfair treatment towards people of Asian descent.
Thank you so much. And then Sarami.
My name's Sarami. I'm a senior in high school, and to me, Asian hate refers to discrimination, prejudice, or violence directed at people of Asian descent or like families that come from countries like China, Japan, Korea, and whatsoever.
Hello, guys. My name is Kimberly. I'm a 12th grader, and I'm in the Health Academy. And for me, Asian hate is when people face unfair treatment, hate, or even violence just because they're Asian or like Asian. This includes people whose families come from countries like China, Japan, Korea, and many more.
Okay, I just want to start out by saying thank you so much for sharing your thoughts about Asian oppression, and I can't wait to have you guys here in my podcast. Asian oppression means to me treating Asian people unfairly just because of their race or culture. This can happen many ways through mean jokes, harmful stereotypes, or even violence. So I'm going to start off by asking you guys a few questions. So this question's for you, Jasmine. When did you first hear about hate crimes against Asian people during the pandemic? How did it make you feel?
Yeah, so I first noticed the rising hate crimes against Asian communities during the pandemic in COVID-19 by watching like videos or older Asian people being attacked for like no reason. I remember watching on TikTok like people would make jokes on the Asian community and stuff like that. It honestly made me angry and sad. Like I couldn't believe people were blaming an entire group for something no one could control. And yeah, I just felt like it wasn't fair to the Asian community.
Thank you so much for sharing. The next question will be for Kimberly. What do you think fear and misinformation can turn into hate?
I think fear and lies spread fast, especially online or through fake people in your circle or like around your circle. When people don't know the truth, they believe whatever they see or others say. That fear can turn into hate because people look for someone to blame before they really know the truth. And it's easier to hate than to understand sometimes, and that's the problem.
Thank you so much for sharing. Next question will be for Sarah. Do you think people our age understand how harmful jokes or stereotypes can be?
I think some people our age like do understand, but I think a lot of them don't fully. So I think many jokes are just jokes to them, or that stereotypes are harmless, but they don't see like those words that can make someone feel a certain type of way, because sometimes they have never like have experienced stuff that made them feel like out of place, so they don't know what they're putting out to the world. And yeah.
Thank you so much for answering these questions. Does anyone have questions for me?
Yeah, I actually have a question for you, Marina. So yeah, I was gonna ask if you've ever witnessed or heard someone say something disrespectful about another culture, and like how did you react, or what's something differently you would do now? Thank you for answering my question. I think that's really powerful that you are standing up for like cultures that are being treated unfairly. I really look up to you for that.
Yes. I heard people like they always make like rude comments. At the time, I will always stay quiet. Like I wouldn't say nothing about it. But now I speak up and say like, "Oh, that's not nice to say." And I feel like staying silent can make it seem like we agree, even if we don't. So always speak up for others. Does anyone else have questions for me?
No, I think you should continue.
Welcome back to my podcast. We just took a break and we're officially back. I'm gonna be asking more questions to Jeremy, Jasmine, and Kimberly. I'm gonna start off by asking Jeremy, how has social media helped or hurt the Stop Asian Hate movement?
I think social media has had positive and negatives. Like, I would say that it has helped the movement a lot by spreading awareness fast. Like, people share their stories that they have experienced, videos and resources that made others, like, see it and pay attention and have more, like, gave it a voice for those who might have not heard about it. But at the same time, I think it has also had some negative things to it, like some people used it to spread false information or turn serious issues into threat that fade away, which is like not that good. So yeah, I would say social media is powerful, but it depends on how we use it and if we post responsibly or not.
Thank you so much, Jeremy, for answering my question. I'm gonna ask Jasmine, how does learning about oppression against Asian communities connect to other forms of discrimination like racism against Latinos, Black people, or immigrants?
Well, all of this discrimination is connected because the same systems that make one group feel less than are the same ones that hurt other communities too. Like, for example, immigrants from any background face stereotypes, hate, and unfair treatment. So yeah, when we see what's happening to Asian communities, it should like remind us that racism affects all of us in different ways. And I think it's important to see that and see beyond your own perspective and see other people's perspectives towards discrimination and oppression. And yeah, I think fighting against one type of hate helps break the whole cycle.
Jasmine, what you just said is so powerful. I think it's so true. Like, why don't we all just come together and fight racism? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
right?
that's like what I've been like saying, and like lately I've been thinking about it. Like after learning more about oppression, it's made me realize that it's honestly like a very unfair thing to do in the world, and it's making our world ugly and disgusting, honestly. Like we are very like losing our humanization, and we are dehumanizing other people just for being them and for like expressing their identity, and that's not okay. Like, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you, Jasmine. Like, I think we have been living in this world where we just like think that it's fine to judge, 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 and I don't think that's right because it's like what everybody has their own differences. Like, we shouldn't be like that. We should be understanding and like giving them free will. Like, yeah, like yes, you could do that as long as you're not hurting anybody. Yes, you could have your own culture and stuff. Like, let's just stop hating, bro, for real. Gosh.
Yeah, I agree with you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. It's really empowering that we express our words and make a difference in the world.
I also agree with both of you guys. I feel like if we were all to be the same, like there would not be nothing special about us. I feel like our culture, like our family, our transition, like everything just makes us who we are, and we should embrace it.
I agree with all of you guys because I feel like when one group gets targeted, it affects everyone because it keeps the cycle of racism going. Um, we can't fight like one kind of discrimination and ignore the rest. I feel like we should fight for everyone. And yeah.
Thank you for sharing your
Okay,
thoughts, Kimberly. That was beautiful.
that was beautiful, Kimberly. Now I'm gonna ask you another question. What are some small but powerful ways we, as students, can show support or be allies to Asian communities?
For me, we could start by I'll say that we could start by speaking up learning like the facts and not letting stereotypes slide. I also think that we should support Asian like we should also support like the Asian people that are being like targeted um by their like culture or like whatever they're being targeted by. We could join like cultural clubs, and just like being kind goes along the way, you know, like you could even with one small action, like you could probably make them feel not excluded and feel them more included to us. I feel like we could also support like their businesses, like go and try their food, like go and like see the like their cultures and everything. Because I feel like if it would be for like if people would be excluding me, I feel like I would want them to do like that kind of stuff for me.
I agree with you. I do think that we should start making clubs about Asian hate, and we should support their small businesses, like buy their food. Like you said, I really agree with what you say.
Yeah, like just spreading
Who is
awareness
next?
in general.
Yeah. So I have a question for you, Morena. My
Mhm.
question is, how do you think education and conversations like this one, can help break stereotypes and promote understanding between different groups?
Honestly, there's this quote that I read. Um, it says, "Education opens minds." I really like that quote because it makes me learn about it reminds me that we can learn about each other's histories, struggles, and it's harder to hold into stereotypes. Conversations like this, one, create compassion. They remind us that behind every headline or any number, that each person is real with stories and feelings.
Thank you so much, Morena. I agree with you on what you just said. I feel like conversations like this build empathy and make our school feel safer and more respectful.
I just want to say thank you so much for answering all my questions and asking me questions. I have one more question for all of us. If you could leave listeners with one message about unity or empathy, what would it be?
I'd say that treating everyone the way you want to be treated is one of them. We're all different, but that's what makes the world interesting, you know? When we choose empathy over judgment, we make things better for everyone.
I agree. If we want to stop hate, any kind of hate, I think it has to start with kindness, awareness, and encourage. Like every act of empathy matters because, you know, it's easy to judge people, but like we should also be understanding if we want to have a change. The more we listen and support each other, the closer we get to the kind of world we all deserve.
For me, I'd say that trying to understand before we judge. I think that everyone's stories matter, and just listening can make a huge difference. I also believe that the more we take time to learn about each other and where we come from, what we go through, basically the more connected we become. Hate like divides people, but empathy brings us closer and stuff. And yeah, that's how we build a better community, and in which everyone feels seen and respected.
If I could leave a message, it would be always choose kindness and try to understand others. Like Jasmine said, we all come from different backgrounds, cultures, but deep down, everyone is the same. We should all feel safe, respected, and accepted for who we are, and take the time to listen to each other's stories. Compassion means putting yourself in someone else's place and feeling what they might feel. It's not always easy, but it helps us build real connections.
And I'd like to add on that can we just like stop oppressing people, please?
Yes, please.
Like that ass. Like we need to cut it
Like,
out, bro. Like
I don't see the point of oppressing. Why can't
yeah,
we just
like
come together?
Exactly. Like, why can't we just understand people have their own beliefs and stuff? Like, people don't, like, stop stereotyping people. How about you go have a conversation with them and ask them? The fuck, stop assuming. Don't pick me up, bro. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, put yourself in their position. Like, let's say they're oppressing you. How would you feel? Like, make it like that. Would you like to be oppressed? No, right? So stop oppressing people. Please, God. Please, guys, stop oppressing.
Honestly, I'm so glad that I did this podcast and that we all came together as a team and we talked about this subject because I really feel like Asian hate isn't talked about a lot, and they do go through hate a lot. Like I did see it during COVID, like all of you guys said, and I'm just so glad that we made this podcast and we could make a little change and talk about Asian hate.
I agree with you, Morena. I'm thankful for being here. Thank you for inviting us over. It was a great conversation. I did learn from this conversation. I learned a couple stuff, and hopefully you guys learned some stuff too.
Yeah, thank you for having us, Morena. I also want to reflect that, like, at the end of the day, stopping Asian hate isn't just about one community. It's about all of us choosing empathy, like, over ignorance. I believe that change starts with awareness, but it grows through actions. And yeah, thanks for listening, and remember that I love you.
So I'd like to say, yeah, thank you, Morena. Like, thank you for having us. And I agree with everyone. And I hope everyone out there, like, learned a little more about oppression and what we can do to support them and not continuing this cycle of oppression. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you all of you guys for being here. Remember, seeing others with compassion, treat everyone with respect, and remember that even the smallest act of kindness can make a big difference.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.